My name is Tuomey and I've been in the Talbot studios now for probably about 10 months. I'll be here for a year in total. I came straight from college, went to NCAD, and I came in here on the Promising Graduate Award that they have. So this is my first studio after college. I mean, the great thing about this studio is that it's so private, and you know, I've been here for a kind of protracted period of time that it starts to have a lot of the things that I'd want out of any other working environment, you know. What's going on here mostly in this place is working towards my first solo show, which will be in the Talbot Gallery in late May 23rd. And for me this has been a kind of a process-based preparation for an exhibition in a way that I haven't really had before, because I've been, I suppose, so anchored in this place for a year now, and it's coming, and a lot of the bits of wood that I chopped in September, for one thing, have finally sort of come to be useful for something now. And you know, having all these things lying around, it's been a very long process, and I don't know if that will necessarily show in the work, but it's as I said before, that show is kind of directly connected to this year in this studio, and a lot of the things that I've made probably won't end up in it, but they have all pointed to or pushed towards the next thing, and the studio and the gallery are very kind of linked in my mind for this particular show. And I think as well, for me in this space, because it came with this prize that had a exhibition at the end of the year, and I knew that there was this gallery downstairs that was kind of waiting for me in a way, I would sort of in the evening sometimes just spend a little bit of time wandering around in the gallery and thinking about it, and it's always kind of been in the back of my mind the whole year here that I'm working to fill this space at this time, you know, but also that whatever gets made in here will move into this other place that I've also been kind of sounding out the measurements of in my mind and figuring out. So it's been a really nice process of this studio almost having the gallery in its kind of unconscious all the time that I'm working here, that I know that that's there. So yeah, being here around free for the year has meant that it's kind of furthered this thing of it being like a monk's cell that I feel I can sort of retreat to, and that's separate from everything else that I do. And it's really meant that it's quite an unpressured space, despite the fact that I suppose it has this expectation, of course, of the show, but it obviously it's unpressured in terms of it makes me much more free, because I don't have to pay for it, so I don't have to spend half my time, you know, earning an extra whatever month to fund my studio practice. I can spend that time here instead. But it's also unpressured in terms of the fact that someone gives you a free studio is quite a big show of confidence. So I think it's given me kind of from every possible angle, having this rent-free studio space has been a real blessing, and kind of also a push to work hard and to show some development. I think that's a really great thing about the Talbot Award, is that it's given to the artist and not to the degree show. So it's obviously chosen on the basis of your degree show. Then it's really about, I want to see what this person will produce in a year's time, or what they will have produced, which is kind of a nice thing to know someone's interested in, because I think when you come out of the degree show, you know, people are interested in what you've done, but it's kind of rare and pleasant to find someone who's interested in what you will do. What's next for me after I finish my time in this studio and put on the show downstairs in the gallery, I then have kind of almost immediately afterwards to bring some work up to Newtownbarry House in Bunclody for a show called After and Since, which is a tribute to Eileen Gray, which I'm really excited about, because Eileen Gray's kind of been a part of my life in a way for a long time, and the work that I'm putting into it has kind of a nostalgic relationship to my sort of first thoughts about design. After that, I'm going to move into a studio in Basic Space, which is a group I run with my friends from college. We started this, you know, we just opened new studio spaces in Marylebone Lane, which I have kind of one ready for me when I finish here. And then there's things going to happen. The project that we're working on there is a kind of exchange thing of bringing foreign artists to our gallery there, and then trying to send Irish artists abroad, and I think that'll hopefully lead to some more shows sometime in the future. But I've been kind of showing rather a lot this year in self-directed things that I've started on myself, and also things that people have gotten me to do. I'm kind of looking forward to spending some more unpressured time in the studio and just sitting without making things without kind of worrying what they're for. I suppose in the long term, I did have a dream institution to show, and I don't know, I mean, every time I go to Berlin I always love, I think that my two favourite museums in the world are in Berlin. I think it's the Hamburger Bahnhof and the Mies van der Rohe. I don't know that actually, I think it's the New National Gallery, but I just love the building really. And obviously it's not the kind of place really where contemporary art gets shown, but I think that I could take it on pretty well. Or just take a photograph of the building or something.